Hello and welcome, friends. In this video, I am cleaning my 9-year-old son's room. It's mostly clothes, books, and cracker crumbs. Welcome in. I'm so happy to have you here. My name is Jerry Hagee, and I live in Southern Alberta with my family. We have 4 children and my husband, and a cat and a rabbit, but they're not in this video. So we are going to be going through cleaning this room, picking things up, getting it vacuumed, because, this was kind of after he had done a little bit of a cleaning himself, so we just needed a mom to come in and really actually clean and put things away. So right now, sorting clothes for him. I'm just putting the 2 small things on top of his dresser so that I can donate it, because he is our last boy, so I'm not going to be keeping that, which that is such a freeing thing, is just to be able to be like, we're done with this. I can let this go completely. Like, I don't even have to hang on to it for future children, because that has been part of my past experience. Like, I use hand-me-down clothes for all of my kids, and so when the older kids grew up, I would keep their smaller clothes up until like a few years ago, because there is actually like 10 years between my boys and 10 years between my girls. I have a 20-year-old son, a 15-year-old daughter, a 9-year-old son, and a 4-year-old daughter. So 10 years between each gender there. And I was keeping clothes for a while, but then I realized 10 years is a long time, and some of the clothes would like break down a little bit in storage. And then I was like, why am I hoarding all these clothes and we can't even use them? And we had younger cousins who were closer to my younger kids' ages, and thankfully, so grateful that they donated their clothes to us. Like, clothes cost a lot of money, and I am not the type of person who needs to look at all the things stuck behind his dresser. Anyways, clothes cost a lot of money, and I am not the type of person who needs to have new clothes each season. I don't mind if my kids aren't wearing the latest fashions. Like, that doesn't bother me, and like, I try to roll with it, so I think my kids are pretty casual about it as well. My older daughter is obviously starting to be more interested in the latest fashion, and that's totally fine. She has her own money that she uses from babysitting and stuff, that she can buy her own clothes. I find it so satisfying to listen to the vacuum cleaner pick up all the little crummy cracker things that are on the floor. So I'm just going to leave this here, no talking, for just a minute. I talked about this in another video, but we have 3 vacuums. This is my oldest vacuum. It's a Dyson. The hose extension part does not work, but the vacuum part works. And it's still a very good vacuum, even though it's like 10 years old. We also have a Bissell vacuum that I just got that I love. And then we have a little small, what is it? It's like a Bissell handheld vacuum as well, which I love for using like little things like my trailer, or to do like shelves and those kind of things. Those clothes that he had in that luggage bag had been there for a few weeks now. And so when I opened it up, I was like, oh, there's some of his clothes. It was hiding in the luggage. Yeah, that should be the first place we all look, right? I turned these pants inside out or right side out just to check, like, are they actually dirty? And then I was like, yeah, I should probably wash them. I'm that type of person who's like, can we get away with another wear before we wash? I know there's people out there who are like, that's disgusting, but honestly, like, he wore them to church, so it wasn't like he was rolling around in the dirt with them. But yeah, they look like we could probably do it. I haven't done it for a little while. I washed his church pants, so I kind of felt like, yeah, it was time. We could get those washed. I am curious, do you guys wear shoes when you clean? We are here in Canada, and usually when we go in the house, we take our shoes off. Like, we just find that it keeps the house a little bit cleaner. And I also just find that, like, going barefoot helps with your feet. Obviously, after a full day, my feet are killing me, but but just for like a few hours cleaning, walking around the house, like I am usually barefoot or wear socks. So I was just curious, do you guys wear shoes in your house? No judge. I'm not judging if you do. I was just curious because I know that it's a little bit more of an American thing. So I have a friend who has her husband is from the Americas. The Americas, I just said, is from the States. And yes, their family wore shoes in their house. We actually just went to somebody's house here in Canada who they were like, yeah, we don't take our shoes off in this house. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, that was kind of new. I don't know, maybe it's because like it snows here and so things get muddy and like dirty, and so when you wear shoes in from the cold and the wet, like I think maybe I don't know. Or maybe you have indoor shoes. So you take off your outdoor shoes, you put on your indoor shoes. That's a new concept for me. So, anyways, I was just curious. And if you just wanted to pop into my comments and give me a little education on what you do, that would be so cool. So the only problem with getting clothes donated to you is that usually it's from multiple sources, and then you have to go through the clothes and kind of figure out, like, is my child going to wear this? Does it fit right now? All that kind of stuff. And anything that's too big, you want to store for later because they obviously are going to grow. But also, you can only have so much in their dresser or closet. So actually, here in my son's room, you'll notice we do not have a closet in here for him. When we built the house, we knew that would be a bedroom eventually, but we didn't put a closet in. I kind of felt like it was wasted space. And so like I plan to put in a set of bookshelves with some hanging space, and that is what I have in my older children's bedrooms. And you'll see I cleaned my teenage daughter's bedroom this week too, and it's going to be a long video. And so you'll see her closet is just a set of dressers as well as shelves, and the shelves have like hanging space on them. So we didn't do that here in this bedroom because our son wasn't born yet when we built the house. And so we knew we were going to have another baby, but we were like, well, we'll just deal with it when the time comes. And the time is here now. He's now 9. Like, he's starting to need an actual closet or somewhere to hang some stuff. And so right now I just hang some of his clothes in my closet that are, a little dressier, but most of his clothes are still small enough they can just be stuck into a dresser. But that is something that I want to eventually get for him before he gets too much older, so that he just has a little bit more space for himself here. Now you might be asking, Jerry, what are you doing with the crumbs on the floor? I was just concerned that some of them were like larger popcorn kernel kind of things, and I didn't know if the vacuum would pick them up, and I was like, I'll just scoop them up because I didn't think the vacuum would. Well, I mean, it's a good vacuum, but sometimes it just like spits things, and I just didn't want to deal with that. Let's talk about his bed because it's like basically on the floor. We built a very small bed frame underneath his bed. You can see it's made with plywood and 2x4s. And this was because he kept rolling off the bed when he was little, and he still sometimes ends up on the floor. And so this was just a gentler drop for him. And I wanted the bed off the floor. I didn't want it right on the floor because that sounds cold and miserable. But yeah. Oh, this is the before. Okay, giving you some before feels, some books all over the place, clothes, the crumbs. Obviously, there was tons of crumbs on his floor. There's like fishy crackers and Ritz crackers and popcorn, you know, all that stuff. Usually it's from like a bedtime snack and it just kind of gets everywhere. I don't know. And here's the after. Looks so much better. His dresser has those little stuffies on it and a couple of things that I didn't really know what he wanted to do with. And then I tidied up his books. And yeah, we put his remote control cars on his window ledge, tidied up those clothes that were donations and too big for him. And it is looking so much better. Let me give you a sneak peek of what is next. But I wanted to give you guys a preview of what you have to look forward to here this week. I am cleaning my teenage daughter's room, and this is the before of her room. She is very sentimental, young lady, and she keeps a lot of things, and she has a lot of clothes that we needed to go through. And so later on this week, you will see a video of this beautiful room. It is close to the same size as my son's room, but she's got the dresser part in there with the closet, and there is a lot of clothes here, so we just needed to go through it. Thank you for joining me as I clean this room, and hopefully it motivates you to go clean a bedroom of your own. See you later.